All right, folks, day 20 of the beer calendar. So let's get at it. Let's open the door and see what German beer we have behind it. Day 20 right here. Only a few beers left, so it's going to be interesting. Again, I don't know which beer I'm getting each day. However, I do know the beers that are in the box. So as of now, I only have 5 beers left. So I'll let you see it, and then I'll zoom out and read the can. See what we got. Alright, we have a Turbo Prop Imperial Pils. And it's 6.5% alcohol. Now, I've never had an Imperial Pils. I'm doing a little bit of research. Basically, Imperial Stout was the first one to use the name Imperial. And basically, that was, I believe, brewed in England for Russian royalty. That's my understanding. And I believe they had to increase alcohol content to make sure it survived the journey to Russia. So with that being said, normally Imperial, if you see the term Imperial Stout, Imperial Pils, Imperial, whatever the case might be, it's normally a higher alcohol content. Now, originally with Imperial Stout, it was like, I believe it was plus 10% alcohol, so it was pretty high up there. Nowadays, it seems like the term Imperial is being added as long as it's above the normal alcohol content. I mean, this is 6.5, so it's a far cry from 10. However, my understanding is nowadays, a lot of breweries, you'll use the term Imperial just to signify a higher alcohol content, but not as high as what originally the Imperial Stout was. So I'm going to use my app. Basically, I'm using beertasting.app. I take a picture of the beer can or the bottle or the label, and it'll give me a little bit of information on it. Now, we know they're all German beers, as it's a German beer calendar. With that being said, yesterday we had an Austrian. Sorry folks, I'm not quite getting the app's having an issue here. Please bear with me. Try it again. See what we got. All right. No, I'm not getting the proper beer. You have to excuse me while I'm going to request a beer. Actually, I know what I'll do. I'll go to their homepage, as if this is their beer of the day. They'll have there it is. So what they're saying, the Turbo Prop goes USA. This, for the first time, this specialty is available in tin cans just for the USA, and obviously Canada too, because I'm Canadian. Imperial Pils from the propeller increases the beer style Pilsner in every way. More alcohol, more hops, more of everything. Pils with turbo. From the light malt come honey notes and the full body soft mouthfeel. The German hops Hercules for the bitterness and Sapphire for the flavor are typical for a Pils. In the Turbo Pop, some Citra hops are added as a cold hopping process. And let's see what else they're going to say about it. Pretty well the same. Alright, so let's pour it up. I'm going to use a Pilsner glass. And I've used this for several other beers. This is a Pilsner glass, but you can use pretty well any light colored beer. And one of the main purpose of it, it's tall and slender, and that's to show off the carbonization and the color. And as well, you notice the top of it kind of goes inwards, and the purpose of that is to trap the head, and that in turn traps the aroma and the flavor, supposedly. Alright, let's pour it up and see what we got. It's one of my favorite glasses. So typical Pilsner color. maybe a little bit darker than some that we see, but ooh. Well, it smells like a aroma, kind of hoppy. It's not crystal clear. It's a little bit cloudy. So I'm curious if it's how it's filtered, but unfortunately they don't give that information. Interesting. If I was doing a blind taste test, I would almost think this was kind of like a late version of an IPA. You can definitely taste the hops. For sure. If I didn't know any better, I'd think, okay, blind taste test, I'd say, okay, I'm getting a light version of an IPA. That's not a bad thing by any means. IPAs are normally more hoppy, and one of the Indian Pale Ale, and one of the reasons for that is basically they were shipping brew to India for the British soldiers, and they had to make it last, so they added extra hops as a preservative. Truth be told, IPAs are not my favorite beer. I don't mind them, as like any beer. There's not too many beers I can't drink. But IPAs, you know, I can take them or leave them. But not that this is an IPA, but it's an Imperial Pils, which reminds me of an IPA. Alright, so to give a rating out of 5 again, 1, it's a drain pour, it's going down the sink. 2, don't really like it, but I'll finish it. 3 is a good beer, 4 is a very good beer, and 5 is the best beer I've ever had. Now, with this being this beer, it's far from my favorite in the box. I'd say it's probably closer to the, I don't dislike it, but all the beers in the box, the likes and the dislikes, this one would be closer to the dislikes. Not too far over there, but I think I'm going to give this one a 2.5. It's not really my cup of tea. So once again, a 2 is not a big fan, but I'll finish it. A 3 is a good beer. So this is somewhere in between. I'm definitely going to finish it without a doubt. But if I never had another, I wouldn't be overly upset. I'd like to try other Imperial Pils or Imperial anything. The higher alcohol content, obviously they probably add extra hops because of that. So I do find it kind of hoppy. As I said, I'm a lighter beer type of thing. Lighter beer kind of guy. Not that this is a dark beer, but a little bit too hoppy for my liking. Yeah, so I think I'm comfortable giving this one 2.5. So folks, that's it for day 20. Oh, before I go, somebody was asking me about the different glasses. And normally when I use a glass, I try to give a little bit of reason why I'm using it or the style of glass. And with that being said, for any followers in Canada, if you're interested in getting different types of beer glasses, and I also go to Valley Village or different thrift shops, pick them up. But I really like this box. This I got last year, and I'll explain in a second for anybody in Canada. I don't normally promote different items, but I got this one at Canadian Tire last year. It has 6 different beer glasses, 6 different styles. I bought it last Christmas. I think I paid $30 for it, which wasn't bad for 6 glasses. However, this week at Canadian Tire in Canada, you're going to get the thing for half price, which is a really good deal. So for people who ask me about beer glasses, highly recommend that. You're going to get your Pilsner glass. You're going to get your English pub glass, also known as a nonic. You're going to get a Belgian glass. you're going to get a craft beer glass, which I really like. A porter glass. And of course, you have to have a wheat beer glass. So that's the 6 glasses that come in the box. So by all means, if you're interested in different styles of beer, and actually the back of the box tells you a little bit about each style of glass and why it's used. So I figured I'd just mention that because I know some people were asking me about different styles of beer glasses. So if you're in Canada, try to pick them up. I think it's $14.99, half price. You can't beat it. So there you go, folks. Hope to see you tomorrow for day 21. As always, until next beer, enjoy responsibly.